So it is brew day, and we like brew day a lot. So I was a bit late getting started for this, so it got a bit sort of like panic and hectic. But finally we've got the mash going, and that's now circulating nicely. I have to set up my hot water heater for sparging, and hopefully we'll get there in time. And I'm really looking forward to see if I can do this in multiple takes, which I hope. If not, it's going to be a stitch job, which I don't really want. But we'll find out, and I'll keep you posted. I've even got a bottle of London Pride. Normally don't drink when I'm brewing, but today I'm, for various reasons, willing to make the exception. So we'll see how we get on, and I'll be back pretty soon to see and let you know how we're going. Mashing went reasonably well. The most important thing is to really mix your grains with your mashing water. 5-10 minutes we're going to take out a little sample so I can do a pH reading, check versus the program to see that everything's progressing and landing where we want it to do. If not, you need to make a couple of adjustments, but by and large I think we are going to be fine. And I'll get back to you as soon as we have more to talk about. So still progressing. I've got all the pump and everything is now set up. It's got a switch on it, so when I'm ready to do the sparge water, fire the pump up. The hose is long enough. I've got a dual clamp on it so that I can clamp it, or which is a kind of quick save, or I've got a turn valve to really kind of control the flow without having to close the input valve and run the pump dry, which I don't want to do. And there'll always be water there, and it's a magnetic pump, so it won't burn or burn out or do anything like that. So that's really good. Interesting today is best bitter, and what I'm drinking in kind of honour of that is Fuller's London Pride, which a lot of people, at least in the forums and also people I talk to at the local brew shop, it's what gets them going. And it's a really nice English ale, really drinkable. It's warm outside, it's got a bit of flavour to it. And it's, in my opinion, this is pretty yeast driven. So there's a real sort of, very hard to tell you what it is, but it's got this fruity character to it without being particularly very biased towards one fruit, and that's what lends to its drinkability. London Pride is actually fairly dry, whilst for instance something like the ESB extra special bitter is sweeter on the finish. It's got higher alcohol content. 2,000 watts of power, I think. That should get us there. We'll see how this progresses. Mind our timings a bit. And I've got a beer, thank God, because I need a beer right now. Had a really, really cool day. Out there ideas for beer, which are going to be, if they come off the way that I've planned, they'd be pretty awesome. So hopefully, yeah, we'll see how that goes. freezing a couple of bottles of water and using the pump that I use for the sparge water and run that through my chiller. The malt profile as such, I was pretty happy with that. I think it had a lovely complexity to it. I've tried it with dry yeast, Nottingham, Lallemand Nottingham. We'll do well on the sparge side of this. I really do think so. And yeah, looking good. So a slight venue move for the rest. We're getting up to boil, and as you get normal fermenter, if I have an early hop stage or something like that. And yeah, it's a jack of all trades. I am considering getting more. One of the key benefits to these is ideally when you're adding hops, where you find the multitasking man. You can brew beer and have a barbie at the same time.